I'm fine. I'm fine. So it's your first time with me. You've never seen me before?
No, it's my
Okay.
first time on your page.
Oh, okay. Good, good, good. Well, for the first time people, I generally just give you, you can ask a question or I can give you a message. Because I kind of like that I don't know you, so it's clean. You know what I mean?
Okay. I would just say, what are you feeling? What message are you feeling to say to me? I mean, do you need to see me to do it, or?
I can see you if you like. Yeah, I can see you if you like. That'd be
Okay.
great.
I
Oh,
don't
let me see
know.
if I can. Okay, hold on. Um, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, there you go. Great. Hey, great.
Hi.
Hey, hey,
Hello.
good.
Hi.
So, um, I would say if you were a client of mine, the first thing I would say is you're too smart to sit in a place when you know the right way and you have to still bend what you know to sit with a bunch of idiots.
Okay.
I would say that as a general rule to go through your wherever you are and whatever you're doing,
Okay.
that you're too smart to sit around. And it's not that they are not smart; they're not the type of smart you are.
Okay.
They're just not the type of smart. They are
Okay.
intelligent, but they don't have that.
Okay.
So the second thing I would tell you is construct the business
Hmm.
right, because people like you, eventually, you can either learn it now or you can learn it 5 years from now.
Yeah.
You can either can accept something right now or you can accept it 5 years from now. But you're going
Okay.
to have to accept it. And that's what I said. The first thing I would tell you, like, okay, go over the places where you're sitting in places where
Okay.
you know the right way. And that you have to sit with people who don't have that gift and you continually play almost cleanup after their mess after you knew
Mm.
what's going on. Okay.
Understood.
Right. So that's a trait. Now, I would say to you, um, start a small business. Start a small business. And it's so close to you. Is that your child in the background?
Yeah.
It's that close.
Okay.
It's that close.
Okay.
That's when I'm seeing. I'm like, it's close. It's not like something you
Understand.
have to think about. It's that
Wow.
close, but you're like, oh, you're in a mode of like two different modes instead of saying, wait, hold up. If I'm going through this, it serves to reason there are a lot of other women going through it.
Correct.
Okay. And
That's the second time I heard that today, literally today. Because if you
this is
notice
guys
my name,
when I was saying confirming, like when
yeah,
I first meet with people, I
yeah,
have to confirm. They're like, okay, can we move? Because we need to
yeah,
move past this part because this is really what it is. I
yeah,
mean, that's why I'm like, you got the person out. It's there. You just
yeah,
have to wake up to like, oh,
yeah.
and if you came to my live, it's time.
That's crazy. I heard that literally this morning. If you notice my name, She Bakes Too. I bake professionally, but just as I keep saying, it's an expensive hobby. I do this for fun, and people are like, "Are you crazy? You could be making so much money." Like, I am very talented, like, and it's easy to me. But I'm like, "Oh, I have a job. I'm okay. I do this for fun," and people are like, "No." You
Right.
need to start having this as like your second stream of income.
Yeah, it's so. If you were my client, I would immediately tell you. I would be like, okay, so we're gonna marry your baking
Yeah.
to your baby,
Right?
and then you will get it. I mean, I'd
Wow.
work you through it, but I'm like, that's where the light is, and
Wow.
you know what it is. It's just that you don't think because of your 9 to 5, you don't think you are that person.
That's facts.
Because your mind is, and that's what we were saying before, like I get my client's mind right because your mind, and you're thinking right. You're thinking right. It's a program you're on. That's why I said you can
Okay.
accept this now or later, but
Okay.
if you can get off the program to say, okay, I see what Lawrence is saying, Um, everyone's telling me this,
Yeah.
and it could be for the betterment of my family because something could be happening.
Yeah.
Something could be happening where I don't have a job.
Right.
And this could be my let me get out and do this because one thing folks are going to always do is eat.
Absolutely.
Okay, they're going to eat. So
That's never gonna stop.
it's never going to stop. Now,
That's
your
true.
gift is coming from your ancestry.
Wow.
That's where your gift is coming. So
Okay.
you have to honor that. When you work with me, we'll go through the line and I'll say,
Okay.
see that bacon part, that ain't you. They
Okay.
immediately tell you that is not you.
Okay.
That is not you. You got it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like an honest gift.
Okay.
Now, you got to get talented at it.
Okay.
That's what you're charged with. You're not charged with displaying a good baker. It's like, yeah, there are there are a lot of people who we've been cooking and eating for all of the life we've been on the planet. So this
Right.
is one of those original profession. So you have to look at it like that. What
Absolutely.
makes you so special?
That's right.
Right. And see that what makes you so special are your ancestors.
Okay.
So we would go through the ancestry of you. And here's another thing. Some of your ancestors are not who you think they are. And that's the kicker on you that nobody's getting. They're
Okay.
not, it's not the obvious. I'm not talking to the obvious ancestor. I'm not looking
Oh,
in what's obvious.
understood.
It's not there. It's in the other one that's not seen.
Okay.
Not seen. You'd have to have one to know it where it was. You'd have to
Okay.
have an ancestor of that race to know when you see it on another person. You'd
Oh.
have to have one to know it.
Okay.
Or you would blend it in with something else.
Got it. Wow.
Right. So that's what I'm kind of like. So when we go there, when I work with you there, I work with you on that part because that's the part where you're missing it because it's like you're making your food one way, even
Yeah.
though you know this other ancestor over here plays.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
don't play.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to go through the ancestral part of me walking you through saying, okay, I see it. I
Yeah.
see it. Because I have it and I see it. And I know that other people like us, they don't see it if they don't have one.
Yeah.
But if they have
Wow.
one, they
Yeah.
see it. They
I
see it.
understand.
And they speak to that ancestor through us. They just start talking to
Yeah.
that ancestor right through us, like,
Yeah.
because it's that, to them, it's that prevalent on us.
Okay.
Yeah. And other people might not get it. Like, they'll be like,
Wow.
what kind of conversation you having with your man over there? I'm like, he's having a conversation with an aspect of me that he knows.
Right.
I don't know.
Wow.
So,
That makes so much sense, especially recently within the last 2 weeks. I've been asked by my neighbors to make like old fashioned cakes, like carrot cake. And I was like, I've never even made a carrot cake. I don't know where to start. And they're like, oh no, you can do it. A pound cake. I'm like, what?
yeah, you can do it.
And cakes I haven't even made yet. And people are like, oh no, you got this. Go ahead, make us
Yeah.
this. And I'm like, really?
That's what they're seeing. And they
Yeah.
see, let me tell you, let me see, I'm gonna tell you a little bit. I don't and carrot cake is ancestral. Right. You haven't gotten that. So like we can get here today or we can get here 5 years from
5
now.
years from now.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna understand that
Wow.
that's what is happening. Like you didn't get that it was the carrot cake. I would tell you to make a carrot cake and a pound cake, period. And something with cream.
Huh.
I would
I'm
make,
used to doing chocolate dip
yeah,
strawberries
I
and
know. We don't see that.
yeah, I know.
We
Wow.
don't see that at all. We don't see nothing chocolate cherry dipped. We
Wow.
see rich. We see cream based. Like
Wow.
we see a pound cake. We see a cheesecake.
I've never made cheesecake either.
We see that, and there's a reason why we see
Wow.
that. But just deeper than just that.
Wow.
That's the dessert of that ancestry that you have in you. But we don't. We when I say cream base, I'm like, you need to give me something with a mushroom cream base over
Wow.
something. You don't need to
Like
give me
bake. Like she bakes for real.
right, right,
Got it.
right. Like don't give me no chocolate dipped in.
Right.
No, that's to
Right.
them. It's like that ain't no. You need to
Wow.
because you have the gift. There
Hmm.
is a gift that you have not unwrapped.
Yeah. Wow.
And when you
Thank you. I
begin to unwrap,
truly appreciate meeting you. I
yeah.
made my first baby shower reveal cake, and I even said to her, I don't usually make cakes, but I'll do, and they loved it. They posted it on TikTok. Bragged about it.
Now,
And I was
everyone out there listening, remember I said in the beginning, I want to put you with the baby. It's in front of you. That's what I was talking about. That's exactly the
wow.
exact thing I was saying.
Wow.
The baby shower reveal cakes are
I
yours,
literally made that 2 weeks ago.
but they're
Yeah.
yours. You
Wow.
just don't know that that's yours,
Right.
right? Because the baby shower reveal cakes are not regular cakes. They're ancestral.
Wow.
Ancestral. That's when like you gotta marry some of this together.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
It's
Wow.
ancestral. I would immediately steer you toward doulas
Huh.
from the very beginning, because I know that those two come together. They
Right.
basically one,
Right.
but they split up. But the doula used to cook,
Huh.
of course.
Of course. You have to take care of the mama.
Right, of course. The doula was the cook.
Right.
Right.
Huh.
But the doula fed the babies.
Correct.
Right.
Wow.
So if I were with you and I said, listen, that's why you have to go an extensive ancestral. I do ancestral readings. That's why I knew the pound cake and the baby. I know I could see it on you.
Wow.
It's a. If you do this so much, you can see people's ancestors, the ones that are hidden, that people, especially African Americans, because it's not obvious.
Yeah.
It's not obvious. It's not on the front. But if you have one, you'll see it. That's
Understood.
the only thing I've noticed in working so long. If you have, like, people who have indigenous, or they may have Caucasian, or they may have Turkish, or they may have that one, because that line that married into that line was
Okay.
a spiritual line on their community and their culture.
Hmm.
So we have it.
Got it.
So we do certain things that are out of our culture.
Hmm.
For every average people, they'll be like, "What you doing that for?" We all be like, "I don't know. I always love doing it's something that I just do. I do it all the time, and people around me do it. I'm around people who do it too, and so I don't really feel it's different. But spiritually, once you examine who you are,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that the United States doesn't really do in terms of spirituality.
Yeah.
But really, that is the basis of who you are, your DNA, of what you're bringing, what's vibrating, what you're vibrating on. So when you apply it to your gift, you got to understand, like, okay. And usually, I always tell people, this is confirmation. People have already told you this. It's not like it's not hidden.
So
It's not
many
like
people. Wow.
right.
Literally this morning, my dad's wife was like, you need to learn how to ship the cake because she wanted me to make his birthday cake. And I was like, oh, I don't know how to ship it. And I'm not sure. And she just told me today, you need to learn.
Yes. So
Wow.
that part of the commerce part, that's an ancestor telling you. That's an
Wow.
older person because she's seeing it. She's like, okay, so this is what
Wow.
will happen for you. You're looking this way, and you should be looking that
Wow.
way, and you're
Wow.
looking over here, and you're good at your job. But
I am good. And they need me so much. Like, I help my boss do things.
I know, and you're sitting up there not getting paid for it,
No.
right? So in 5 years, you're gonna be pissed.
Right.
You're gonna be
No.
real pissed. You're gonna be like, what? Wait a minute. You sitting up there not getting paid for it, and
Wow.
here's another thing. You ain't nobody. I can't say it, but
I hear you loud
right?
and clear.
Okay, that's not what you are.
Right.
So,
There's a lot of things I get no credit for. It all
right,
it's like all these accolades, accolades going to the wrong person. I'm sitting back like, that was my idea.
and then I'm going to tell you a hard truth. Uh,
Okay.
that's how they see you.
Right.
Accept the truth.
I
Like,
understand.
okay, so you're telling me how you see me.
Got it.
That's what you're saying. Because you know that I should be getting accolades. You smile in my face every day.
Mhm.
And it's okay for you to smile in my face every day.
Mhm.
So if it's okay for you to smile in my face every day and still expect me to do premier work,
Right. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So thank you for telling me that I'm worth more than you will ever pay me.
That's facts.
I'm worth more than you will ever pay me.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm so worth more that when I leave, there'll be a huge hole.
Mm.
Okay? So
Mhm.
let's work out the leaving package. Just sit down and be like, let's work out the leaving package because I could leave abruptly or I
Severance.
could leave. Yeah, let's look at the severance because I don't need to leave here in a huff.
Wow.
I don't need to leave here in a huff. I don't need to leave
Right.
my job and get fired.
Right.
I can have an exit strategy.
Wow. No, that makes complete sense in my situation right now. Wow. I appreciate you a lot. I'm glad I found you.
Great, great. All right. Well, thank you. And if you can, but I want to tell I'm glad that you got on. I want everyone to know what an actual reading with me does, that we are constructing a plan. Like I always tell
Right.
people, see, I'm giving you a plan. Like, okay, look at the truth because you're going to be pissed. In 5 years, you're going to be like, I cannot believe that they hired somebody and had me
Wow.
train them and took my job.
Right.
Right.
And I train.
And I trained. And
I
they telling
do.
me one
Yep.
day what I should be doing and stuff because they took my job.
Wow.
And I'm going to be pissed because
Wow.
they will do it. If they think that way of you now, you need to leave when they need you.
That's right.
You need to leave your
That is
job when they need you. You don't need to leave your job when they don't need you.
right. No, that
But you
makes a
need to
lot of sense.
and that's when that conversation is with your
Yeah.
boss. That I'm unhappy first conversation.
Yeah.
I'm unhappy. How
Okay.
do you make me happy?
Yeah.
You want to pay me? Oh, you're not going to pay me? Thank you.
Got
I
it.
needed to know that you were not budging from this before I go and do this. I
Okay.
needed to know that you were not going to budge. So if I tell you I'm unhappy and the way to make me happy is to pay me more,
Yeah.
and you don't think after you've taken all the accolades that you want to pay me more, you've already made my exit strategy a lot less complicated.
Right.
You've made it a lot less complicated.
No, you're absolutely right. And I have more talent that I could be making more, but again, I'm loyal to a fault sometimes. I hate that.
Well, that's a good thing, but that's usually for an entrepreneur. I have it.
Understood.
So sometimes you have to know your personality. You're like, I was never supposed to work for it. I can't do it.
Understood.
It's a rough haul, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can do it as a contractor, but no, you are not. You don't own my time.
Right.
Not the time. You don't own my time
And my energy.
and my energy. First of all, I don't like you.
Yeah. Right. And you're not like us.
Right, you're not like that. So I wouldn't know you had this job not been around. It's not like I'm
Right.
eating dinner with your family or nothing like that. You're not. I don't know you. You know, I'm not doing it. So,
Right.
and you don't. You need me for something, and that's okay. That's okay. You need me for something, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Um, you know you're not going to find me. What they're telling you is they did such a favor. They are reminding you of the magnificence of you.
Mm.
Yes, that's what they did for you. Because
Mm.
had they given you everything and
Wow.
would be peaceful, you would be still there. And you would never know the magnificence of you. And I always tell people who are leaving jobs, of course, I always tell people, if you're talking to me, you're leaving your job.
Right.
I hate to tell you, but if you're in front of me, you're leaving your job because that's what I
Right.
do. I always tell people that when you leave your job, you leave it because they wanted you, and you leave it with the same energy that you want to use for your own company.
Okay.
So you don't cool down, you transition.
Okay.
So the first thing that I would do with you is you need to understand alchemy.
Okay.
You need to understand alchemy because that's what bakers are. They're
I
alchemists.
was I was gonna say that's right up my alley. Actually,
Right.
it
That's
is
so
a
you need to get
science.
deeper into that, like much
Okay.
deeper to the point where you know there are certain ingredients that you use,
Okay.
not just
Hmm.
because they're healthy, but because the energy of them
Correct.
too.
And their
Right.
job, what they do.
Now you also you need that. That your
Mhm.
food needs to be healing. It has to be healing, and healing
Hmm.
meaning you must. It doesn't have to be vegan, and it doesn't have to be anything,
Hmm.
but it must be healing.
Wow.
And then so there are certain cakes that are done at certain times for certain people, and you
Hmm.
have to learn that.
Understood.
It's like a
Wow.
ceremonial thing, but you have it. All I am is giving you, like, cleaning it off for you. You
Yeah.
actually have it. You have it.
Wow.
You actually have the alchemy to really say, I see what Lawrence is trying to tell me. Like,
Hmm.
my vanilla extract got to be off the chain. Like, that right there is not
Right.
just vanilla extract.
Right.
My almond extract is beyond. I
Right.
done put some crystals on it. I done set it out in the sun on a copper plate. It's going to get you. It's like that. Those binding ingredients you work with,
Hmm.
that's the alchemy in you.
Okay.
And also, you need to grow your herbs.
Whoa. Wow. I am
Right.
actually starting to grow. As that said, my future is to grow my own groceries. That is my future. I actually am learning. I'm in all these groups trying to learn how to garden and grow peppers and stuff like that. I'll actually want to do that next.
Well,
Wow.
that part of you, it needs time. Like your job, you're working too hard. First of all, I would take my vacation from my job for mental health reasons. I
Okay.
would take 3 or 4 days to sit in the park.
Okay.
Act like I'm going to work, but I ain't going to work. But
Okay.
I would leave that time. I would not give that to anyone else.
Okay.
I would do that. If you told me, Lawrence, I'm in between, how do I kind of figure, like, because my readings are going to end, and sometimes when I come off, you don't see as much as what you're just seeing now. So I
Okay.
always say, okay, so you need to take some time. You need to take about 3 days, because it's going to take about 3 days for to quiet the noise.
Okay.
Um, Sit in the park, lay on the grass, lay on the ground,
Mm.
connect. Because it's not like it's hidden, it's just covered with noise.
Mm.
It's not,
Hmm.
you're not waiting for it to come down. You're just waiting to quiet yourself to say, okay, I see what this is. This is food. This is not just desserts. This is actually a whole dinner.
Nourishment.
Right. This is actually nourishment. This is actually a food truck. Really. This is actually a food truck. And you
Okay.
might say, oh, well, that's just, you'd be like, but it has to come to the people who can't get to it.
Mm. Got it.
Just like that old ice cream truck that everybody knew but didn't know where it went in the wintertime at all.
Yeah.
But everyone knew around, don't worry about it, around 7, 8 o'clock, it'll come, it's going to come down the block.
Hear that song
Right.
coming.
Right. Well, that's community.
Got it.
That's community. And there are times that people need nourishment. They
Understood.
don't want to get it from no Uber Eats. They want you and be like, baby, come out. Because see, then you could give away, like, listen, take an extra scoop. Because,
Yeah.
I'd be places where the 9 people, the whole family come out. And you'd be like, y'all can't afford this. Is just, okay,
Right.
come on.
Right.
Come on, go this side. Go get your Tupperware, and I go back to the truck. Let me give you a couple of
Wow.
macaroni. That feeds you. That's who you are. That's
Wow.
what you are, like that. And you may do it you may rent a truck that you do it, once a month or something, but there's a part of you that has to feed people deeper
Gosh.
than their stomach.
Wow.
It's a part, and it's not like you can't do it in anyone's kitchen. It's not your
Right.
deal is really your deal. It's not someone else's deal.
Wow.
And
this morning I told my dad's wife that I was thinking about farmers markets, where I can just go and have a table and kind of fellowship with people that walk up, and it's
yeah,
like those are my people. I love farmers markets, so I would like to be a part of one and just bake and have
yes,
my kids out there.
yes.
Wow.
Well, those you're part of it because of the farmers.
Yeah.
So you're there for information, and you will do a booth, but you will make a certain cake. You're there. I would, if you were. I'm just going to give you a session because it's so
Okay.
I would tell you, and it's going to make sense to you. You
Okay.
have to scan the farmers market and figure out what cake that they don't have.
Mm.
You're in business. They're
Okay.
going to teach you the business. So some of this is, and I always have to tell my students, like, okay, wake up to the business part. Don't get in no judgment.
Right.
Don't get in no judgment with it.
Right.
This is the talent part of your gift.
Right.
So see what they're not missing. Immediately you should say, okay, they don't have, like, down here they got something called the 7-Up cake. Where they
Mm.
make
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it'd be
Yeah.
like liquid crack.
That's
It'd be like
old
liquid crack.
fashioned.
Right.
That's old school cake.
That's what we need. We need a 7-Up cake. A
Okay.
pineapple upside down.
Wow.
You know the pineapple upside down,
Oh, I
okay?
know very
Right.
well. Yes.
Pineapple upside down. We need a pineapple
Wow.
upside down. We need,
Got it.
because it's not just the food, it's the reminding of there was a time where we ate dessert together because we came together. The
Mm.
dessert wasn't like fluffy cake. It was like it laid out like a sheet.
Heavy.
We had a pound cake. Everybody ate the
Right.
pound cake.
Right.
Everybody,
Right.
everybody. She made the pineapple upside down cake because it went with it. It went the cinnamon was used for richness in the family to manifest wealth.
Mm.
So there's certain cakes that we think are just cakes, but their
Wow.
ingredients trigger.
Wow.
Like even in the beginning, first, okra.
Yeah.
Okra has a vitamin, strength, makes you strong, makes you able to manifest more. So
Wow.
you know that. And where are you from? Where you
I
from?
was born and raised in DC, but I live in North Carolina, and my ancestors, like my family is from South Carolina.
Oh gosh, this is gonna open up a whole nother story. This is about to open up a whole other part that you missed. Okay. The South Carolina part, of course, is Gullah. That's cool.
Wow. And I'm going to blow you away in 1 second. Look, I actually drink okra water.
You see what I mean? Like you are doing.
When you said okra, I almost fell out. Like, wow.
You are doing it. You literally. That's why I said you literally are doing. Most people, when they come to me, I'm like, you're already doing it. It's just.
Wow.
So yes. So the South Carolina lineage is the cakes. We call them hoe cakes.
Okay.
That's the cake.
Yeah.
Because it's the rice. Because it's the flour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. They don't have that in Oklahoma. Them blacks are not eating that in Oklahoma. They don't have the flour.
Mm.
So, certain desserts are in certain areas for what they had a lot of.
That makes sense.
Right. So when I said I need something creamy, like a creamy, like a shrimp in a cream, it's because the color, the cream, the seafood, the richness, the Charleston.
Yeah.
It's the Charleston. It's the richness. You'd have to know it.
Yeah.
You'd have to have someone from there to know what that richness, because people think that New Orleans, I mean, like, no, New Orleans is one thing. Charleston and Savannah, it's a whole nother game
Wow.
there
Yeah.
in terms of food. Like, y'all are playing. Y'all ain't. They ain't playing in Charleston, Savannah. They are not playing.
No, they have real food there.
Right. And they have real service.
Yeah.
And so pull from that because it's your service
Okay.
that will make you talented.
Wow, you are so on point with me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Confirmation for sure on a lot of things. Wow.